Jackson County Prosecutor's Office working on victims' rights. We have Christy Conley and Kristen Onofre. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Great to have you here. And you found out you're going to have a new boss yesterday, well, probably early this morning, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
So Kelsey Guernsey won the primary, and she won the Republican primary. She's the only candidate. So it's likely she will be winning in November with no opposition. So that'll be your new boss.
Yes, it will be.
So, and you know
Yep.
Kelsey, right?
Yep. I do about 95% of my cases with Kelsey. I work with her closely on the sexual assault cases. So her and I have a good working relationship.
Great. You guys are victims, the spokesperson for the victims.
Yep.
For someone that is a victim of crime, what things are available to a victim from the prosecutor's office?
Sure. So we have a whole office that's dedicated just for victim services. There's 4 staff members in there, and that includes myself and Kristen. And we also have a domestic violence advocate that works specifically just with victims of domestic violence. Our office offers assistance with community resources. We attend court with everybody that would like someone to go with them. We sit with them throughout trials. We give them information and any updates on any upcoming court dates or what's happening with the court. Set up meetings. We're pretty much your side by side throughout the whole court process. It's a long process, so we've become pretty good friends with the victims on the cases and get them through a really hard time in their life. It's usually the hardest part of their life that they're going through, so it's important that we're there for them.
And these are people who have been victims of someone's been murdered or, like you say, violent
It can
crimes.
be any crime.
Someone
so-
steals a grill off the back patio?
Correct.
Wow.
Yep, we're working with them on making sure that we have the correct amount for restitution to ask for, to be ordered, and then it goes all the way up to homicides and sexual assaults.
Well, I'm glad we have that service being provided.
Yeah.
And every year, there's something special that honors those who have been victims of violent crime. And Kristen, how did this annual memorial come about?
Yeah. So Larry Mentick dedicated this monument back in 2005. In 1989, his son, James Mentick, was killed in a robbery at a gas station, and he just wanted a special place that he can come and for other grieving families to visit their loved ones. So I know that a couple years ago he made a comment about how he didn't like going to a cemetery to visit his son's grave. He wanted something more special, more out in the open. So he dedicated this monument. So it's at Cascades, and families can go there any time of the year and look at the picture and the quote that they got or that they chose for the plaque.
Really great way to keep everyone in mind, because like Larry, we all probably wouldn't be visiting the cemetery
Right.
especially those that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And I do remember that tragedy. I remember how hard he worked to make sure this happens. And you guys make sure it continues.
Yes.
These are, well, it looked like it rained last year.
It did rain last year.
It did. It downpoured last year.
It's supposed to be nicer this
Yeah.
year, so.
Yep. Hoping for better weather.
Yeah, that's the forecast, because it's coming up this Saturday.
Yep. Saturday at 10 a.m. at Cascade.
What all are you planning on? Are there new names that are going to be added? Unfortunately,
Yep.
Yes.
This year we have 5 names being added. There have been more deaths through the community from a violent crime. So what we do is usually around May, we send out an application, and it's an application process through the family at no cost to them to have their loved one's photo put up on there. So we go based off of what is returned to us to our office. 5 this year are going up on the monument.
some families may choose not to
Correct.
be included.
Yep.
What happens at the ceremony, and you want the community to come out
Yep.
and be part of it.
Yep. A lot of times, it's people, family members that have had their loved one put up on the monument. We go through. We have a guest speaker this year's Kathy Schmaltz. She'll be there. She'll be speaking. She's such a large part of our victim process. She's at all events, so I thought she would be a perfect person to do the speaking. Jarzinko will also go and do a speech. We read off every name on the monument in remembrance of them. And then we also have light refreshments and get to just meet with everybody. It's nice to see people it's an unfortunate event, but it's nice to get together and see people, and it's a really good grieving process for families who have just lost someone new, and they're meeting with a family that's been grieving for a long time.
Well, I can imagine it's going to be pretty tough for the new families that are on this. But what do you hear from those who have been participating year after year? How does this help them?
They look forward to it every year. They said it's just a nice time to come back, remember their loved one, and to meet and greet with other people that have also gone through the process.
I bet the dream, Kristen, is that we don't have to do this anymore at some point.
That would be, and that's the hope from this monument, is that as families gather, they can talk about maybe ways to reduce the rate of crime that's happening in Jackson County and come up with ideas, what can we do? And it's a very emotional day, but it's nice to talk with them and see how they're doing and just, get some information.
And I think for the community, it does make us aware that, wow, these are real people.
And it happens here, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone should just come and be a part of this and be a supportive presence at the event.
Yes.
It's open to everybody in the community, so not just those that have been affected directly.
And if somebody has any questions or needs any help as a victim or a family member, you'd love their call.
Yes, they can
Yes.
just contact us up at the Victims' Rights Unit through the prosecutor's office.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the service you provide. And it's going to be nice. I've seen the forecast.
Yeah.
People can park right around there.
Yep, there is parking right in there. And then also the church has always been really good about letting us use their parking as well.
All right, it's Cascades Baptist right across the street from the plaza that has all our community memorials.
Yep.
Great. We'll see you Saturday.
See you then.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Yes, from the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office and the Victims' Rights Office, Christy Conley and Kristen Onofre. That's it. We've run out of time. Thanks to Christy and Kristen, all our guests on the show today. Sure appreciate everyone spending time with us, including you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to our crew and all our sponsors. Tomorrow on the morning show, we have folks in from the Health Department, Brady